Do I consider myself a natural light photographer when it comes to outdoor portrait work? Yeah, I do. The only light source I've ever used when it came to outdoor portrait work has been the sun. But is this my first time utilizing any type of strobe or lighting setup at all? No. I also do studio photography and I'm pretty well versed with lighting setups, studio lighting, working with different colors. So this is my first rodeo when it comes to utilizing lighting. The reason, hear me out. The reason I have yet to bring in a strobe to my outdoor portrait work, all the lights that I use already with studio work and things like that, and all the lights that I have in my possession, in my arsenal, none of them are wireless or battery powered. Yep, that's the reason. Until today, until this video, until this certain case where I'm planning on buying some battery powered strobe to add to my arsenal when it comes to outdoor portrait work. So I decided before I commit to fully buying certain lights, and I decided to rent out and test out the most prestigious brands when it comes to strobes and lighting, which is Profoto. It's insane how much these lights cost. This video originally was supposed to be a kind of a review on the B10 Plus, the one that I rented for this video, you know, the one you're seeing right now in my hands. But I didn't know this light kind of got discontinued, so it's a little bit hard to find. Their new line B10X and B10X Plus, it's the equivalent to this light. Those are still pretty penny. So at the end of this video, I'll give you my thoughts, Profoto ecosystem and this light, how this light performed and the overall build and stuff like that. So let's get into like the behind the scenes of the shoot that I brought this light on, and yeah, let's get into it. The shoot that I plan to use the strobe with, the B10 Plus, the Profoto B10 Plus, is my younger brother's graduation shoot. After the graduation, we went back to his campus and did a photo shoot around his campus. The sun was at its highest, most powerful. It was a very sunny day. That is one of the reasons why I am leaning towards to add one of these lights or battery powered strobe lights to my arsenal when it comes to outdoor portrait work, to not be limited by the time of day or the sun. I decided to put this light on one of my cheaper light stands. It's a very compact light, so it's not too big, so I didn't have to pull out my hefty duty C stand that I use in the studio and drag it around the whole campus. But the only negative to that, it was kind of windy and I wasn't able to attach my 60-inch umbrella and softbox to this light. The lighting setup was an easy kind of two light setup, and I say two light because I use the sun as kind of the backlight and the main light that hit the background, and him as like a hair light. The only goal with this light was to be the direct light that filled in my subject, which was my brother. The first location, which was in the library with these grand stairs and things like that, the sun beams off the marble a lot, and the first thing you want to do is to expose for your background first, and after you get those settings dialed in, that is when you rig up and figure out the settings for your light. For this particular stairs shot, only have to bring it up to about 6-7 intensity. This light can go up to 10 and it can go as low as 1. It's a 500 watt light, so it's pretty powerful. These were the results of the stairs. I wanted them to be a little bit more dramatic. I wanted him to pop out a lot more, that real portrait graduation look, that professional look, as much as I could. If I didn't have this light, how I would have had to have gone about this specific location, overexposed the background to retain as much information as I could on my subject, or underexpose my subject and try to bring him back in post so my background isn't blown out. It kind of nailed what I was trying to go for. So this second location is one of the walkways into this next kind of grand building. But the great part about it was the trees created some type of shade in the area I wanted him to stand in. Yes, the shade is great for the subject, but the building itself would have been blown out completely. So that's where this light came in. I still kind of played that 45-degree angle. It was on the other side of him, on the right side of him, whereas during the stairs is on the left. I lowered the intensity because we're in shade. I didn't need that much to kind of combat the two light sources with each other than the first one where the sun was directly over our heads. But yeah, this is how these photos came out, and I really love them. For graduations, for that type of look, I think it works very well. And if you want to retain as much information as possible in both your subject and the background, this is the route to head down. So flipping to the last kind of outdoor location was on this other staircase of the same exact building as as location 2, but it's the other side. It really shows like how much flexibility you really have when using one of these type of lights, especially outdoors. To be able to create this like little spotlight, maybe you're able to replicate that in post, but it's a lot more work than if you were to just do it in camera and with an external light. So these ones are kind of my favorite. I really enjoyed these ones a lot. They kind of get away from the traditional graduation pictures and is more a little bit more stylistic. But yeah, this was the final location for outdoors. To close out the day, we hit the classroom and a little bit more untraditional, non-traditional kind of photos in the classroom and a lot more stylistic. The only thing I have to say about this is a very powerful light. It's very good. I wanted to test it out outdoors and see how it goes. So I already knew it would do very, very well indoors. So it doesn't take a lot for a light to be really good indoors, but I really like it. They're really dope and I wanted to showcase it as well to you guys. But I'll touch more on like studio work and what you need to start studio photography in the next video. But yeah, these ones were his favorite out of all of them because this one was his idea. Out of 4 hours of shooting that day, he loved 14 photos. We did a great job. I don't think I'll ever get away from natural light and completely go to just only off-camera flashes, off-camera strobes. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of both. It gives you a lot of variety and a lot of flexibility in the directions you can head down and the styles you can head down. And I want to do a lot more of this type of work, and when it comes to my fashion work, my portrait work, and all the above. Other than that, my thoughts on the B10 Plus. I looked up the specs for the B10X and B10X Plus. It's kind of the same. The price point is still crazy to me. I don't think I'm going to be buying a Profoto light. I think I might go the cheaper route. The only real thing I focus in on is I want a light that's in the 300 to 500 watt range. That's my only like thing really. If it's battery powered and if it's pretty good. When using this Profoto light, the only thing I can think of what really makes it jacked up to that price, I compare it to the Apple of the photography lights, because its interface and the overall ecosystem and the menu option is so simplistic. It just feels like it could be an Apple product. Connecting it to the Air remote was simple. Once I turned on the Air remote and turned on the light, they were automatically synced up and it was ready to go just like that. Battery life is really good. I took this light, I shot with it for 5 hours that day in the blazing sun. It was hot. I only used up 1 bar and it's very compact. And maybe for being so compact and so easy to use, maybe that's why the price is so crazy. And in that case, you can buy multiple lights or a lot of lights with that price. So I don't think I'm going to be buying a Profoto light. No, I'm definitely going for a cheaper option. Doesn't mean telling you I'm going for a cheaper option. And I'll let you guys know what option I go for. Do a proper review on the light as well too. But yeah, stay safe, always do what you love, and I'll catch you all in the next video.